Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I will be asking to split my time with the member for Richmond Hill. It's an honour today to rise to participate in today's debate in support of Bill C-56, the Affordable Housing and Groceries Act. Mr. Speaker, I've heard from many residents in my riding of Don Valley West about the rising prices they face every day, about the impact of inflation on their daily lives, especially about the rising cost of rental apartments and high grocery prices. Powerful measures are indeed needed to lower the cost of those two essential expenses for many families in Don Valley West, in Toronto and across Canada, that being housing and groceries. They're absolutely essential for our well-being in every sense of the word, and we need to take absolutely strong steps, and Bill C-56 lays out some of the steps that this government needs to do in order to address this situation. Our government indeed wants to put money in the pockets of middle-class Canadians at a time when they need it most. Our whole world is facing and continues to face supply chain crises, rising prices around the world, and Canada is no exception to that. Bill C-56 addresses the housing costs that are far too high for far too many Canadians. This bill would enable the government to incentivize the construction of much-needed rental homes by removing the GST on the construction of new rental housing. To get it done, the bill would implement a temporary enhancement to the GST new residential rental property rebate in respect of new purpose-built rental housing. Just before this announcement was made in mid-September, a builder approached me in my own riding to say that he had successfully constructed a number of rental units, however, and had approvals for many hundred more, but was putting them on hold with the high cost of money in today's economy. He immediately spoke to me the next day and thanked me for this decision of the government because that incentivized him and enabled him to take up the challenge and build more rental units. For an example, a two-bedroom rental unit that costs about $500,000 to construct will have, with the enhanced GST rental rebate, would now have a $25,000 tax relief, a significant move to lower the cost of construction of new rental units. This is another tool to create the necessary conditions to build the types of housing we need and that families want to live in. The federal government can't do this alone, and so we're calling on all provinces that currently apply provincial sales taxes to join Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador, Nova Scotia, perhaps others, who have announced that they will be reducing or eliminating the provincial portion of the HST on rental housing. We want all provinces, territories to join in this matching rebate for new rental housing. Mr. Speaker, we have been leading the charge to make sure that an entire generation is not priced out of owning a home or even renting one. In Budget 2022, we announced targeted and responsible investments that would help provide Canadians an affordable place to call home. Budget 2022 laid out important steps toward building more houses, helping people save for their first home, curbing speculation and unfair practices that are driving up housing prices. Among those measures, the government unveiled the tax-free first home savings account to allow Canadians to save up to $40,000 tax-free to help buy their first home. We also launched the Rapid Housing Initiative, which is providing $1.5 billion to create 4,500 new affordable housing units. Since then, we have kept up our fight to help families. We're acting quickly to make a difference, but we recognize very strongly there is more to do. We know boosting Canada's housing supply is critical to easing affordability challenges. Earlier this month, we announced the government's first agreement under the $4 billion Housing Accelerator Fund, which was launched earlier this year to cut red tape, fix outdated local policies like zoning, and build more homes faster. This is an intergovernmental problem, and we need governments at every level to engage in the solutions, whether it's municipalities, provinces, or our own federal government. This initial agreement will provide some $74 million to increase the housing supply in London, Ontario. We believe many more agreements are to follow. I'd encourage all members of the House to look for opportunities and talk to their municipalities about this fund. There's more. We will recommend that local governments end exclusionary zoning and encourage building apartments near public transit in order to have their Housing Accelerator Fund applications approved. Our plan to double the rate of housing construction over the next decade will help build the housing supply we need. We will continue to work with provincial, territorial, and municipal governments, as well as Indigenous partners, to keep building more homes. Building the homes a growing Canada needs will require a national effort, and the federal government is ready to lead. What we need first, obviously, are roofs over our heads. It is critical that people have affordable, attainable housing that will ensure that they have that roof over their head. Once they have the roof over their head, Mr. Speaker, what they do need is food to put on the table that is under that roof. Mr. Speaker, as I mentioned, the REACH Bill C-56 is also designed to help address escalating grocery prices. Last week, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry summoned the leaders of Canada's largest grocery chains to begin urgent discussions so we can move quickly to stabilize food prices. Yesterday, our government met with major international food processors going up the chain to continue our efforts to bring relief for Canadian consumers. We are considering all tools at our disposal to restore grocery price stability. In an era when the whole world is facing a crisis and rising food prices, we can't do this alone, but we will take the steps that we can do as a federal government to bring grocery prices down so that Canadians can eat well. Bill C-56 would take the first legislative steps to enhance competition with a focus on the grocery sector by amending the Competition Act. Among the most recent amendments, the bill would grant the Competition Bureau with powers to compel the production of information to conduct effective and complete market studies. Bill C-56 would also empower the Bureau to take action against collaborations that stifle competition and consumer choice, in particular situations where large grocers prevent small competitors from establishing operations nearby. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, since 2015, the federal government has been working hard to ease the financial strain on Canadian families through the Canada Child Benefit, a middle class tax cut, and in the next few years, a $10 a day regulated child care on average all across this country. We have strengthened the social safety net that millions of Canadians count on. We will continue to be there for Canadians, making sure that they have a roof over their houses, groceries that they can afford, and the benefits they need to continue to prosper and excel in this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Questions and comments? Question.